The chip on 15, just come off perfect, or you could go through and describe it?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was a pretty straightforward shot, but obviously with the wind, nothing is that easy, I guess. But yeah, it struck it nicely, landed on my spot. I thought it was actually going to blow, like the wind was going to blow it, maybe miss it right, but it stayed straight enough and just kind of caught the edge of the hole. So yeah, it was nice, huge bonus obviously in a day like today just to pick up the two shots. So yeah, it was a nice little momentum there.
Last summer, like start of July, you were outside the top 125. You're probably looking at battling for your card, and then things changed quickly. Did you know you were playing well, you just weren't getting an event at the beginning of the year, or did something happen in July where ever since then you've been playing very steady and well?
I started playing well in probably around March, but I wasn't getting in a lot of events. I played a Corn Ferry event in Las Vegas and played well, and then I got COVID and missed a couple of events, but I was able to Monday in, and I knew my game was in good shape. It was just at that time I wasn't really getting the starts, but I was able to play my way into a couple of extra starts, get a bit of momentum, and kind of in the summer and end up finishing off there with the win. But I mean, that's golf. It can change very, very quickly. When you're playing well, you want the opportunities, which I wasn't getting, but I was kind of able to sneak into a couple extra and kind of take advantage.
Mm-hmm. What changed for you? Is there anything you can pinpoint?
Nothing in particular. I just kind of things came together. Golf's a funny game, and it just kind of things in my swing just kind of clicked. I kind of figured out what was causing what with the golf ball, and so I was a bit more at ease and at peace. Even when I hit poor shots, I kind of knew where they were coming from, so it wouldn't be the same kind of like scrambling around trying to figure it out. And I think that helped me a lot. And and then it's just confidence. I was able to put myself in good spots, pretty regular basis in the summer, and you just get a little bit more comfortable. And, you go comfortable at 15th, all of a sudden you're comfortable in 10th and 5th, and that makes a massive difference. And like even today, being in I think it was third last group, and you're just much more comfortable starting out, and hopefully it'll kind of take it into tomorrow.
You've been top 10 in strokes gained around the green twice. Has short game always been a strength of yours?
Yeah, it's one part of the game. I've always really enjoyed practicing it. I love chipping. I could spend hours around chipping in all different shots. It's fun to me, and I've always been pretty good at it. Yeah, I'm not really sure why or anything. It's not as if I got a lot of short game lessons or anything. It just seemed to make sense to me and kind of have fun, figure shots out, and kind of see what you can do.
You're the second player this week that's talked about getting COVID this year and being sidelined. How many events did you miss, and did it kind of put you sideways a whole lot?
No, I was kind of fortunate. So because of my status, I really only missed one. I missed the Zurich, which is a pity because an event I played well in the previous 2 years. Myself and David Hearn finished 10th and 5th, I think, the previous 2 years. So I was really looking forward to it. It's a fun event. So I missed that. And, it's just a bit of it was just obviously a lot of guys it happened to. And then you don't get to practice for 10 days. So it's kind of a strange situation. Like you don't really have 10 days without a golf club in your hand, like very often in our season. So it was strange, but I played well coming out of it. So I guess it might have been a help somewhere. Got a little rest, maybe just kind of mentally kind of clear the table and kind of restart.
If you're at home and it's a chilly, windy day like today, do you think, oh great, let's go play golf, or what would you rather do?
Honestly, I growing up in Ireland like this, I would play a lot in conditions like that. But I've been in the States for 15 years, so I've gone kind of like picky and choosy with my weather, so like I wouldn't play that often, but it's just fun. You do hit a lot of different shots. It's not always stuff you can practice. You're standing out there and wind is blowing in your chest, and you kind of some of it you just figure it out as you go. But no, I mean I learned a lot growing up in it, but no, not as to be honest anymore. I kind of stay away from it if I can.
What would you do today instead?
On a day like today?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, who knows? I mean, I would, if you had some sort of sheltered area, maybe do some practice and kind of that sort of, maybe go to the gym and work on some stuff. But yeah, it wouldn't be anything too crazy.
Where are you staying this week, and how are you filling the hours on off the golf course?
Yeah, I'm staying in a condo, pretty close by. Like this week it's a gorgeous week. Everything. I think I'm probably like 5 minutes to the course. Everything's easy. There's no traffic issues and that kind of thing. So it's nice. And with the tee times, it's great. They kind of take up a big chunk of your day. I mean, I got here this morning at 9, and it's going to be 5 probably by the time I get out of here. So yeah, I'll go home and kind of rest for a little while, and then go find there's a lot of good places to eat around here. So kind of go check a place out.
How long after your victory did you get back home to Ireland?
I was home, but it was 2 days later.
Oh, yeah.
2 days later, I think. It was. Yeah, we had a great trip. I had some good friends. We were able to get home, and Ireland's been stricter with COVID in Ireland, so I think that was one of the openings. Was the Monday right after Barbasol, so it was kind of fortunate timing, but it was great. I got to spend a great week with friends and family, kind of celebrating. So it was it was a good time.
Looking at the arc of your career, do you feel like you're hitting a peak?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully it's not a peak, like, but you know, I certainly feel like I'm on the up. You know, it's tough out here. Like my first couple of years, like you don't have, even when you get your card, you don't have full status, and you're trying to play your way into some of the bigger tournaments. But you know, it's tough. You guys are playing majors and WGCs going past you on a regular basis, and it's just tough to get your foot in the door. But then that causes you to maybe press too hard, so it's kind of a vicious cycle. But yeah, no, I've got some things figured out like the last 12 months or so. So you know, hopefully I can continue to put it together in the course, and hopefully continue up.
How has this fall felt different then, because now you're playing out of the winners category versus worrying about your card?
It's nice. I mean, for honestly the first time in my career, I've actually got some like decent points in the fall. But it makes a big difference knowing which events. Like I was able to set up my schedule. I played 2, and then I had a couple weeks off, and I knew I could play these last 4, and it wasn't like maybe rushing to play a Monday, that sort of thing. And that putting your mind at ease, even when I'm playing, like I didn't play particularly well in Houston last week, but knowing that it's not the end of like I have an event next week, it definitely makes it easier to you kind of move on and just kind of try to learn what you can and kind of get on to the next event. Whereas, last year, if I played poorly in an event, I might not have another event for 4 or 5 weeks. And so it's kind of tougher to swallow, and you have more time to think about the kind of poor golf. So yeah, it definitely helps. And, it's even hopefully continuing to spring, I'll be able to pick and choose. And, hopefully that'll help me going forward.
And playing a lot this fall, what were the goals? What were you trying to accomplish? Obviously, you don't have to worry about getting off to a hot start to, let's say, keep the card or anything.
No, but I mean, like I won bars was fantastic. I'd like to get my first win, but it was a 300-point event. So I mean, the goal is to get a win in a 500-point event, and and what comes with that, But at golf, you're always trying to improve. There's some things I was trying to continue to improve here and there, and it's just fun to try to put yourself in contention, see how you react.
How do you feel about Thanksgiving?
I love Thanksgiving. Yeah, I didn't really know much about it coming to the US, but one of my early memories was I had friends in southeastern Louisiana, and so obviously my college teammates. We went down to Louisiana, and I ate something I'd never even heard of. It was turducken, and it was like that was me. I love Thanksgiving ever since. So yeah, it's great. Anytime you get family and friends together, I think it's going to be a good thing. I think life is kind of hectic nowadays, and people kind of miss that. So I think it's a great for everyone to kind of hit pause for a couple of days and kind of enjoy each other's company.
Does your family do it up for Thanksgiving?
So I do. I have a cousin in Las Vegas, and I'd say him and his wife are the host and hostess of the year. So I'd say they'll probably have something planned for next week. So looking forward to it. Hopefully, can help out something, and yeah, we'll have a good time.
Winning,
Go ahead, please.
you sure?
Oh yeah, turducken questions.
Taylor's a similar age, seeking his first win, and you were about, I think, 33, I want to say?
34.
Did you ever lose patience of wondering when the win would come, or did you take satisfaction kind of from the consistent progression?
Yeah, a bit of both. I mean, you certainly, like anyone that tells you like it's like better to take it. I mean, you obviously everyone wants to be the guy right out of college and winning right away. That wasn't meant to be for me. I wasn't at the level I needed to be. So for me, the journey was a little different. But no, I didn't lose hope or anything like that. I always said it. If I didn't think I could win, I wouldn't have continued to play. It's like I love playing golf, but the best part of golf is being up in contention, making putts that matter, hitting shots that matter. That's the fun aspect for me. So didn't lose. Sure, I would have loved to win 4 or 5 years ago. Why not? But it was meant to be. But hopefully I can build on that one win and kind of continue from there.
And then, sorry if I'm incorrect, you missed the cut in Houston, right?
I did, yeah.
I think you were on my flight on Monday. Did you work on your game for 2 days in Houston, or find anything that's worked this week?
I did a little bit. It was a bit of everything last week. The course was new to me, and I just didn't kind of adjust to it as well as I should have. Some of the eye lines were a little tricky. I didn't quite fit. So some of it was just kind of attitude adjustment. But then, I just did a little bit of practice over the weekend. But, it's nice. That was my 3rd in a row. So a couple of days rest over the weekend, to be honest, could be a good thing. Like, I didn't overdo it, knowing that it's a long week this week. Like I knew I was in the Pro-Am, and, the conditions often are going to be windy here, so a little more tiring. So some of it was just energy conserving, and just kind of, pick up what you can and go from there.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Seamus, thank you, sir.
All right. Thanks, guys.